Well, good morning, guys. It's Mike from VentureCast here, and I'm coming at you from a undisclosed location in Southern California. I'm getting on the Ovation of the Seas later this afternoon, but thought I'd bust out a quick video, kind of a review of my flight experience yesterday. And some of you might remember on the very last video I did, I said that I would never fly Frontier Airlines again. Well, it's just like the saying goes, never say never, because less than a week after making that video, I indeed booked a flight on Frontier Airlines. Now you might be asking, well, why on earth would you do that? Well, I booked this cruise that I'm going on today less than a week out. So there was kind of a time crunch issue. And, I went on all the different websites, and it seemed like almost every flight was like $1,000. But there was one airline that was $300 round trip, nonstop each way. And it was Frontier. So, as bad as I hated to do it, I bit the bullet, booked the flight, and I paid a little extra so I could check my bag, which that was $100 just for one bag round trip. $100 for something we used to all get for free. But I mean, that's the sign of the times. That's where we are now. And I paid a little bit extra for some extra legroom, but stick a pin in that because we're definitely going to circle back to that. So, how did everything go? Well, booking on the website, I found pretty easy. I will say that they are sticklers for luggage sizes, and they have very, very specific dimensions, and they keep stressing that on the carry-ons and your check luggage. So you definitely want to pay attention to that if you choose to book Frontier. I mean, I actually busted out the tape measure, everything, But, that process was easy. Checking in at the airport was easy. They have a kiosk where you print out your luggage tags. You just scan your boarding pass. It prints it out for you. No problem. Went to the ticket counter, checked my luggage in. She scanned my boarding pass and all that. The only, and the people at the ticket guests, they were all very friendly, not like the people we saw in the viral videos not too long ago. Totally different experience. The only thing was that on the boarding pass, it did not have the gate I was going to. But the lady explained to me that it was going to be in Terminal D. Now, if you've been at the airport in Houston, checking in at Frontier, you check in at Terminal A. So, so that involved a little bit extra footwork, a tram ride. So that was a little bit much. And like I said, I'm gonna circle back to that also when I get my ultimate overall score. But for the most part, everything's smooth. Experience at the gate, surprisingly organized. I mean, I've seen all the videos of Frontier flights and it always looks like chaos. Not this flight, it was actually smooth. The only issue was, when I got on the plane and I got to my seat, I was supposed to have a emergency row, extended legroom seat that I paid extra for, and that's not what I ended up with. So, and I'll throw up a quick picture here so you can see how much legroom I actually had, which I don't know who these people are that design these planes. Do they not think that there's any Americans over 5'2" in this country? But that, it is what it is. The flight went off without a hitch. Even though I didn't have the leg room, I still had a window seat, so I was able to lean up against the window, catch a quick nap. Landing at LAX was kind of a snafu. You get off. I think it's Terminal 3. I might be wrong on that, but either way, they tell you where you pick up your luggage at over in Terminal 1. So you have to go down through a maze and get on a shuttle, 30-minute shuttle from over to the terminal where you pick up your luggage. So that's, kind of iffy. But by the time you get there, your bag's pretty much sitting there waiting for you. So what would be my overall score? Would I give them, if I was, A, B, C, D, F? I'd probably give them a B. Again, my only complaints were the extra legroom seat that I did not end up getting. Although I did complain to Frontier and I did get some money refunded on that, so that's why they're getting a B and not like a C or a D or an F. Because I believe in giving a business a chance to correct the situation, and they did. And then the only other snafu was just the rigmarole, checking in at Terminal A to catch a flight in Terminal D, landing in Terminal 3, having to catch a 30-minute shuttle over to Terminal 1. That's a little bit much for me, and call me bougie, call me a airline snob and all that, but or high strung, but I believe in keeping things simple, and if I have to pay a few extra dollars to have simple, I'd much rather have that, because I hate being stressed out. I hate being herded around like cattle, so it's just a little bit too much for me. Maybe for somebody else, in my younger days, it was all about saving a buck. In my older days, it's all about keeping the blood pressure down. Keeping the blood pressure down, living a longer life, staying away from doctors and hospitals. I'd rather pay a few extra bucks for that. Sometimes saving a buck, it has a different cost attached to it. So the big question: would I recommend Frontier, and would I fly again on Frontier? I guess, if you're just one of those budget conscious travelers and it's all about saving the money, then sure, I would recommend it. Would I fly Frontier again? Only in situations like the current situation, or maybe I got to go fly to a family member who's having an emergency. But if I've got the time to plan a trip out and get a better itinerary, a better deal, probably yes. So I don't think I will be using Frontier again if I can help it. But like I said, I did give them a B overall, which might be surprising to some people, but there you have it. And so now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments. Have you flown Frontier? Did you have a bad experience? Did you have a good experience? Are you going to keep flying them? Let me know. But as always, consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. It's 100% free, helps the channel grow, helps push the message out to the masses. And I truly do appreciate anybody that watches, subscribes, likes, shares, comments. And hope you have a good day. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.